Alright, welcome back to Let's Try, excuse me, sorry for that little blip there. Welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. We're at part 43, we're on our way to Ganondorf's castle, and we've just captured all 6 sages, and I have decided I'm holding off on the mass quest until maybe after we beat the game. So we last was told to head back to the Temple of Time, so we're going to go ahead and start off by doing that. Just a little review here. We'll just go ahead and do that. And there's going to be a little bit of a cutscene, so it's probably going to be about 4 minutes long. We'll see here. At least I think there is, anyway. Yep. And this is kind of a real pivotal point in the game, because all this time Sheik's been kind of like hanging out with us since like the very beginning of like when Link first became adult Link. So the voice says he's been waiting for you, or for Link rather. There's Octavia, the hero of time. You have overcome many hardships and awakened 6 sages, and now you have a final challenge, a showdown with Ganondorf, the King of Evil. Before that, I have things I want to tell only to you. Please listen. Another unknown legend of the Triforce passed down by the Shadow Folk, the Shikiath. So there's going to be another story here a little bit. If you would seek the Sacred Triangle, listen well. So Sacred Triangle right away, that's the Triforce, obviously. It's standard of most Zelda games, so you had to figure it was going to come to it. It is a mirror that reflects what is in the heart. The heart of one who enters it. If an evil heart, the realm will become full of evil. If pure, the realm will become a paradise. I think you know what the gist is from this point. The Triforce, the Sacred Triangle, is a balance that weighs the 3 forces: power, wisdom, and courage. So let me back up a little bit and explain what that means. Power and wisdom was in the first Zelda game, and then courage was actually in the second game. So if the heart of the one who holds the Sacred Triangle has all 3 forces in balance, that one will gain the true force to govern all. But if that one's heart is not in balance, the Triforce will separate into 3 parts: power, wisdom, and courage. Again, I really think the graphics are phenomenal here, especially how it like rains down like comets and stuff. And it says only one part will remain for the one who touched the Triforce. The part representing the force that has blah, 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 blah. It's almost kind of like they're setting up another mission, but not really. Excuse me, I might have a little frog in my throat today. Okay. And then, so back at the Temple of Time, 7 years ago, Ganondorf, the King of Thieves, used the door you opened in the Temple of Time and entered the Sacred Realm. Well, we know that from the beginning. But when he laid his hands on the Triforce, the legend came true. The Triforce separated into 3 parts. Only the Triforce of power remained in Ganondorf's hand. The strength of the Triforce of power enabled him to become a mighty evil king, but his dark ambitions were not satisfied. To gain complete mastery of the world, Ganondorf started looking for those chosen by destiny to hold the 2 other Triforce parts. If I remember correctly, okay, so evidently the one who holds the Triforce of Courage, that's us. And the other who holds the Triforce of Wisdom, I believe is the seventh sage, who is destined to be the leader of them all. And she reveals herself as the surprise here was she was Princess Zelda the whole time, if you can believe it. So you had to kind of think there was a suspicion the whole time for her to just sort of randomly appear. So it turns out to be a little bit of a reunion. And then suddenly, I saw you as I was escaping from the castle with my attendant Impa. So now she's referencing back to the very beginning of the game. Well, sort of anyway. A little flashback to earlier in the game. And there it is. And then she also explains the whole point behind leaving her Ocarina of Time. That all finally makes sense. If those of you have been kind of wondering about that, well, that finally makes sense now. And so she thought Ganondorf could never enter the realm, but then something went wrong, of course. And it also reveals the story about what happened when Link opened up the temple, the door of time, as to what happened. I'm sorry, there's not much to say here at all, but most of the story just gets revealed, and now she reveals she passed herself off as a Shakia and hoped that she would return, and she waited 7 years. What a wonderful thing to do, to wait for true love like that. It's like a real, it's if you kind of recall like the Bible, there's two guys named Rachel and Jacob. There's like a story in there where Jacob works for like 7 years to earn Rachel's hand, and it's kind of nice. It's a lot of faith for a princess to say that. Oh, she gives you another power. Oh yeah, the Arrow of Light, of course. That's a good one. That's a great weapon to have. I wasn't sure exactly when you got the Arrow of Light, but it's sort of just like it was destined to come anyway. And then suddenly, the Temple of Time shatters an earthquake. And yet again, she's captured. And this music right here that we're listening to, this is actually from A Link to the Past, just before like it switches up from the 3 amulets to like the Dark World missions. So this is kind of similar to it, and so Ganondorf says, Princess Zelda, you foolish traitor, I commend you for avoiding my pursuit for 7 long years. But you let your guard down. I knew you would appear if I let this kid wander around. Very manipulative of him to say that. And of course now she's like under his spell again. My only mistake was to slightly underestimate the power of this kid. Hey, who you calling a kid? It's an adult. No, it was not the kid's power I misjudged. It was the power of the Triforce of Courage. But with the Triforce of Wisdom that Zelda has, when I obtain these two Triforces, then I will become the true ruler of the world. If you want to rescue Zelda, come to my castle. Gotta love the... You gotta love, like, the sinister laugh there. So, from here, we're gonna head over to the only other place left in the game that needs to be explored for the basic run, and that is Hyrule Field. Well, actually, more like... well, as generally gets called the backyard to Hyrule Castle. But there's going to be another interesting cutscene not too far up, so just basically you want to head over there now from this point. I made the mistake of doing this at the very beginning of like when I first was Adult Link, when I first played it, but I wanted to wait till now to do this, so here we go. And so you discover the shock and horror that the Hyrule Castle turned into Ganondorf's domain. After all that. And it says Ganon's Castle after all that. So from here, there's not much more to really worry about. You just want to head up there, basically. Before we actually head up there, there is, I think, a fairy pond that's like sort of over here. So this used to be the old bridge that we crossed to get over into it a while back. So yeah, there's not much to worry about. You just want to go ahead and place some bombs right over there. Then back up, let it do its thing. Okay, well anyway, you can actually get past this, so that's good news. Okay, maybe the bombs don't work. And alright, so what you want to do, I think you want to use the Megatron hammer, I'm pretty sure. My bad, let's see here. Oh, you can pull it. Okay, it's right. Yeah, it's gonna give you like a question mark to figure out and stuff. Now somehow you can actually grab this. I mean, at least I thought you could. The game's kind of being a little bit stingy right now with not letting me do that. Like there hasn't been enough problems with it already. Well, that's just weird. I I'm actually like stumped as to what to do here. Oh, okay. I see what we gotta do. You gotta carry this rock over here, and then I think we have to like. Well, I think you're supposed to like toss it over here, really, but. I mean, at least I thought you were supposed to. Let's see if there's like another one of those we can grab before we go too far. Alright. Now the question is, will it let us actually walk? Can we actually walk to it? No, I guess not. I thought maybe we could. Alright. Well, I guess let me see if I can just go off camera here a little bit and see if I can figure out what that. Okay, I remember what we gotta do. We gotta grab this rock right over here, and then aim it right towards that door there, and it should burst open. Okay. Okay, maybe not. All right, I'm fairly sure what we gotta do. I think we have to actually play the Song of Time. You have to get that block to disappear. I think. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Alright, so back to the off. Alright. I'm going to save that part till later. I just realized it's actually a part of a treasure that's actually in Ganon's castle. And it's called the Golden Gauntlet. So we're going to hold off on that for now until we get that. And then I'll at least show that off. So we're gonna go to another cutscene now here. And we find that that Rauru, one of the sages, is contacting Link, and he says, "We six will gather our power to create a bridge, and no doubt a beautiful bridge. It's probably the most colorful bridge I've ever seen, to the castle where Ganondorf dwells. The castle's keep, which is known as Ganondorf's Tower, Ganon's Tower, will be protected by 6 evil barriers. Bring down the 6 barriers and save Princess Zelda." Now, yeah, let's just listen to this scene here. It's actually pretty phenomenal. Is that not the most beautiful bridge you've ever seen? It's like dazzling neon going over there. And that's why I think I was really maybe motivated to say last year, it is a privilege to go over this bridge. And so we now begin Ganon's castle. Basically. Or basically it says inside Ganon's castle. It's a pretty straightforward entrance. The first part of it anyway. It's straightforward, easy. And avoid the B-modes as quickly as possible. This is really the goal, is to get into this area right here. It's blocked off right now, but it's going to serve as the main entrance to get to Ganon himself a little later. But as I say, there's about six temples that we have to clear out, and they're actually an equivalent to the 6 sages that we went throughout the second half of the game. So this one here, I believe, looks like it's the fire tempo. So we'll start off here with this one, and we have here a we have a 6 or 5 silver rupee room. Like, we have not seen enough of them, right? So yes, you want to definitely avoid the BMOs at all costs. And basically the way to get that top one, there's nothing really fancy about it. Just hook shot to the ceiling it'll drop you right down, and then you'll get it. And then there is somewhere about in this room another. It's a fifth one. There we go. So just go ahead and grab that one. Straightforward. It'll open up the other. It'll basically just open up the other door, more or less. And so yeah, we just fight these little pancake-like fellows again. It'll open up the door. Nothing really fancy-pantsy about that. And then what you want to do here is just take the switch and just shoot it on the inside of the bars. It'll open up the bars. Away you go. Oh wait, maybe you want to grab it with the sword. Okay, there we go. And that'll open up a, let's see, a box that holds a key, I believe. Or another bomb chew. Woohoo, woohoo. What could be so exciting about a bomb chew? So, alright, so to open, let's see. So let's see if we can get in there somehow. Alright, maybe we need to actually explode, like put a bomb like right here, maybe. Figure that out. Okay, maybe not. And that's okay. I ran into a lot of trouble in this particular room before, so it's okay if it's going to be screwy. Right, let's go ahead and try to use the arrows there and see if that'll help anything. Evidently it is blocked off by glass. Alright, let's check out upstairs and see if there's anything we can use there. I don't think there's anything we can use, but given the dynamics of the room, you know, anything is surely possible. Alright, so let's go ahead and equip the arrow of light, which we really is going to be kind of the crux weapon of this particular round. So let's go ahead and try to break through that. Maybe not. Okay, well the question does remain, how are we supposed to get through that? I am stumped yet again for an answer, so if we know the answer to that one, go ahead and pretty much tell us. Maybe what we need to do is bomb the Beamos. Let's see here. Bomb that crazy Beamos. And yes, I do apologize for the glitchiness, especially in Ganon's castle. Alright, let's give that a try again and see if that did anything or not. Huh. It's fancy these guys like suddenly just appear again. Somebody likes to make pancakes. Now let's try the hook shot. I ran into this trouble before. Oh, wait a minute. Can we get over that maybe? That's possible. We can do that. Let's try. I forgot about this area here. Alright, we'll be right back again. Yeah, I'm just a fighter that hates to give up. But now I understand why they gave us a treasure of bomb chews over here. Because evidently I didn't realize that we have to actually use them over here. So what we gotta do is maneuver it so that it actually goes through the bars and then goes right into the switch. And so that's how that works. And man, did I get lucky on my first shot. I'm not supposed to get this lucky. Alright, so in here we just go over here to this door here. There's a couple things we can do here. There's some suns, there's a few things we can do, but the main one is we want to basically just go ahead, take the arrow of light and just shoot that little barrier there, and that's basically what we need there. So just fire it up. And away we go. Or not. Let's try the suns here and see if that helps any. Ah. We have another mystery in our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Or gentlemen, as we so like to call it. Let's go ahead and use the regular... Let's go ahead and equip the mirror shield and see if that'll do us anything. We're actually... I just realized we're actually in the spirit barrier, so that's why that's why I was kind of just like whatever. Or maybe I have forgotten so much in this castle. Hold on again, folk. Alright, so what you really want to do is equip your fire arrow at first, and you'll take note that there's actually a big white web in the sky. So what you'll want to do is go ahead and just break through that web with the fire arrow. It'll open up a light and then you can allow for the the barrier to appear, and you have to be careful you don't hit the wrong sun. But pretty much like in the spirit temple, that's what you want to do. So there you go. The door is opened. We luckily picked the right one. And from here, this is where you need the... This looks a little bit more familiar. Again, you'll want to use your light arrow, and it'll just bust through this thing right there, and it'll give us the barrier of the spirits. And so that gives us about 5 more to go, basically. And we have a visitor, apparently. The spirit barrier is dispelled. Hurry up, kid. That's what she says. And there's nice little cutscenes that go along with it. I kind of like how it sort of like zooms us out of the castle there, sort of, or something anyway. So that opens up, that eliminates one of the barriers, but we are by far done. I think maybe if we're lucky we can maybe get like 1 more of them, I think. Maybe like 1 more to go. I think this one might be the forest barrier. I think. Yeah, let's give it a shot. And what have we here? Yeah, this one's pretty straightforward. You're going to have a Wolf battle, pretty much. If you want to get out of the way, you know what to do. If you think you need a Z target, then go ahead and Z target. And this will also give us one of the treasures of the game, or maybe not. Maybe it's just a key. Let's see here. Oh, okay, it's just a rupee. What could be fun about that? So from this point, you want to go ahead and equip your Den's Fire, and as you already are aware, it'll pretty much light up all the candles here, or torches rather. Allowing, of course, normally to open this door here. But now, what you might say, why is it not opening yet? Very easy, because there is actually another torch, haha, right up above that door. You might not. I almost totally forgot that it was there. So now you want to go from Den's Fire to the fire arrow, and then just fire that one up there as best as you can. if it's even possible. So there we go. And ideally that should open up the next door. And just for fun, it chose not to. And of course, like with any candle, you have to be precise in the timing, so that's another key component. So sometimes you may have to do it a few times. No big deal. But you know, when you hear that chime there, then the door is open and it's going to stay that way. Not unlike Spirit Tracks, where it just wears off after a while. And yes, we are in another... Right. We are in another silver rupee hideout. So, lots of hook sharding, lots of things to be done. From this point, you'll want to have... Let's see here. The hover boots. The game, folks, does make you use just about everything. So just go ahead and walk over and get that first one there, and then over here, another BMOS. If you're smart about it, you'll just throw a bomb over there first, rather than try to cheat your way through it. And then I think there's another button you can use, or some sorts, I think. Let's see, what does this give us? What kind of time limits do we have here? There's... Okay. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is do some hook sharding. If this BMOS will be kind enough to actually let us go. So, let's see, what do we got going on here? Oh yeah, the fans. So yeah, just aim for right over there. You'll automatically get the next green or gray rupee, and then pretty much just the same thing. Just jump over to the next one there. But again, you want to be like super careful that you don't like get hit with that thing. So yeah, but with this, basically the easiest way that I can suggest getting that gray rupee is by just getting it and then coming back. Nothing more, nothing too earth-shattering about that, really. Yeah, of course there's like one rupee that I'm kind of having like a nutty with trying to get, but that's alright. We'll just figure it out as we go. But yeah, I think getting rid of that BMOS is probably good justice. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. Yeah, another thing in this particular thing in this particular castle is you have to just get lucky too as well. Luck is just another common factor of the whole deal. Okay, so you want to not get hit by those fans if you can. So wait till the fan, like, if you're able to get over here, just make sure you wait till the fan just stops before you walk over and get that gray rupee. And that brings us to this last one over here, or these last two, I should say, that are left. And the best way to tackle this is to just levitate over to the BMOS, and then levitate over here. I forget the exact way of doing it, but it's a combination of hook sharding and things like that. It is normally meant to be sort of like one of the more tougher barrier rooms around. So it can take time, and it will. So be patient with it. And it's also a long castle, but the size of it overall is, it's rather quick. So yeah, pretty much. If at a last resort, you don't want to really like cheat if you can, but because I'm so close to the end of the game, it's like, you know, why not? Alright, so that's covered. That covers that side. We've pretty much done it now. It's a bit of an obstacle, but same deal. Once you get to the other side, lead arrow, the whole 9 yards. That brings us to about maybe 6 more to go. Like, yeah, like 4 more to go at least. And then another interesting cutscene as usual. Okay, it was the forest barrier. I wasn't sure which one it was. But the basic gist with that barrier is you want to get all 5 of those silver rupees. And so you want to have that out of the way. So. And so the more barriers that close up, it does open up more opportunities to go to some other ones. Like so. Let's just go right down here. So what we're going to do next is we're going to tackle the water barrier, and let that be our last one here. Okay, so right away it's going to take us into the ice barrier. So we're going to have to think tactics from way back to the ice cavern. So you'll want to at least equip one of these things. Fill it up with some ice water if you can. Get some blue fire going in there. You'll want to wait. Is there a treasure chest in here? Let's get that. Gives you a recovery heart there. So go ahead and just pour the you know, just like with the ice cavern from before, just go ahead and pour the stuff right in front. It'll open up a door. Blue puts out red fire. And then from here you want to kill a few enemies. Get that out of the way. And then you can open up the door. And I forgot to mention, but when you open up that treasure chest, it is a trap, folks. So there's nothing in there to satisfy your fancy with at all. So don't try to go for it if you can. And yes, there is some invisible ice folks to battle for a little bit of an annoyance. And then once that's through, just head on through that door there, and we'll see what's next. Yay, more ice. And guess what else? We have our friendly little ice blocks from the hidden ice passage room. So if you know of, and if you remember your strategy from before, you just want to have them just land in the rather most obvious places, and you'll have like a couple more enemies to do, just to fight out over here. Think you will. Oh, that was a fairy. Okay. All right. So when all is said and done, you just go over here, and then you realize you have more fights to do. So we got to look for some more enemies to fight. So let's make our way over here. Oh, but wait, we can't. And you know why? That is because we have another bit of stuff to melt. Stuff of the ice-like persuasion. So, let's see. Do we have a way out? Oh yeah, we do. We always do. All right. All right. So. They gave you like a lot to deal with in this one castle. It's very well put together, and you know I don't have any complaints about it really. So let's see here. Why don't we move? Let's see. Instead of moving him over there, let's move him to the front. Yeah. Oh nope, that was a bad idea. Let's see, can we get him over to this side maybe? As I say, it's been a good while since we did this. Or since I've done it, rather. So let's see if we can maneuver that in a little bit. Okay, we can put it against this wall over here, I think. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. It's really all about strategy and precision, folks. But nonetheless, this portion of the temple is easy once I can remember how to, you know, do stuff. Okay. I think, if I remember correctly, with the boots, we want to get onto some mid-air, like on some dead air or something, and see how lucky we can get. So I think. Okay, no, I thought not. Okay, that does happen, folks. Oh yeah, it gives us like a time clock to work with too. That's deliciously convenient. Not. But anyway, the whole idea is to get it on top of here, and once you do, just use the blue pepper to get rid of the red stuff. And then you can hit this little switch over here with the Bigaron sword, I mean the Megatron hammer. And then some good action will take place. Like the door opening, for instance. I don't remember exactly how I did this before, like when I last played it, but that's the basic idea of it. And you have to use these icicles to get to that other side normally, so that's the strategy there, basically. And again, once you get through that, same deal with the Sword of Light, and just go ahead and just explode that one right out. It's funny how it looks like a little butt, like exploding, or like a Deku nut. I don't know why it was like put that way or what, but. So anyway, after that, you'll get a message that says the water barrier is dispelled and to hurry up. So the cutscene will just ensue, and it'll put you right back outside to the main lobby of the castle. Sorry about that. So another barrier has just disappeared, as you can see. And since we've just about run out of time, we will be exploring some more of the we'll be continuing forward in more of the castle in our next video. So don't even try to make fun of me for using the levitating in the ice room, because it was a little bit tricky to get by, and I just didn't have a lot of time to play around with the ice thing. So with that, stay tuned for the next video, and see you then. Meow.